Hello everybody, it's David Lemon here, back again with another video. For today, we have a lovely video about FAQ pages. So this is something that a lot of people were struggling with once when they came to this part of their website where they actually want to provide some assistance and help to their own users. So once you create an FAQ block or an FAQ page on your website, you put in all the frequently asked questions and basically give answer to these questions immediately, straight away on your website. This will let you feel a bit more relaxed because you will know that not every guest will be coming back and asking the same questions over and over again. So once you put something like this on your website, it will make it easier for you and it will make it easier for your customers as well. So they don't have to come and contact you and then reach out and then wait for a reply. If you create something like this, you give them the answers straight away, immediately on the website, accessible for them to see. And then this will be just increasing the customer satisfaction. So I already have a couple of people coming in. I have Christine Case already here jumping in. Hello, my friend. Veronica is here again. Hi, Veronica. Good to have you here. I have a Facebook user here, Jane Merriam, is coming in. So in case you are new on these streams, we are doing them live. So I'm doing them live almost every day at the same time. So if you are coming over from Facebook, just please head over to streamyard.com/Facebook, and you're able to allow StreamYard to access your profile image and also the profile name. So for example, I have a Facebook user who commented, I cannot see the name or a profile image, but for example, Veronica and Christine, they approved StreamYard, so I can actually see their names and their profile images. So please head over here to streamyard.com/Facebook, and then please allow StreamYard to access your details. Then this will let me know once you are commenting over here that you're watching. So I hope everybody is doing well today. In my town, in my country, it is raining all the time, so everybody's feeling a bit down and feeling just um, like going to bed and just sleeping all day. But this doesn't concern us because we have an interesting topic over here. So as I said in my introduction of this video, we'll be creating something that I think a lot of businesses are missing on their websites. So FAQ, or frequently asked questions, this section on the website is used so that users can get immediate answers to their questions. So in case you have a hair salon business, you can think about what will be the most frequently asked questions that your customers will have. So for example, do I need to book? Do I need to pay in advance, or can I pay in advance, or can I pay for somebody else, or things like this. I'm not pretty good in hair salons, as you can see. My wife cuts my hair, but I mean, you understand the point. So in case you have questions that are repeating again and again and again, so just create something like this on your website. It will look good. It will be quick. It doesn't have to load in. People can just click on the question that they want to find an answer to, and immediately out will so the answer will be jumping out in front of them. So I have Karen Jones saying, hello, David Lemon. Hi, Karen. It's good to have you here. So let me just show you what an FAQ page can be like. So this page I will show you was created by one of our users in the Groove Digital Facebook group, and he actually was creating this to himself, for himself, and also for others that want to access it and then find answers. So let me just head over there and show you what he created. So he created a page that looks like this: GroovePages frequently asked questions. Find answers to your questions here, over here. So once you see the question that you want to find the answer to, where can I contact the support team? You click on it, and then you have email and everything. You have links over here. You can put in different icons and images, and then you can do loads of awesome stuff. Basically, he designed this for himself and also for others to find help quite quickly. So take any text on the page and turn it into clickable link. How to do that? And then he created basically, he linked in the video, and then he said video length. Please be aware the link will not be work on preview page and things like this. So he's giving a valuable information. In case you would like to visit his site, just head over to two, so the number two dot groovepages.com /FAQ. Okay, so two.groovepages.com /FAQ. We will put this link in the group as well, but at this moment I will just create a banner so you can see it. Uh, okay, so this is the link. So https colon // two.groovepages.com /FAQ, and also you can put a / at the end if it's giving you a 404 error. So this is the site. You can go in and then look at it. It is pretty good. The user that created this one, his name is Roger. He is very popular in the group, and then you can have a look at the site that he created using the link here in this video. Perfect. So this is something that we will be creating today, and I will be showing some tips and tricks that you can go and then create using this. He was also resizing icons and then testing it out, and then you can just click on these videos. He actually took out parts of the videos where I speak about certain topics. So this is very good. It could help you a lot. Okay, so let's just see what everybody else is creating. This was created by Roger from the Groove Digital Facebook group, but let's just have a look what others are creating. So in case you just go and Google FAQ page, in the images you can see there is a loads of different options that you can follow. So there is a site like this. I will make it bigger so that you can see this. So there is a something like this. So you put a heading over here, subheading, and then you start out creating these borders. Basically, you make it white, and then you create these collapse elements. Let's just see other ones. So this is just simple text, and then there is a slide border at the bottom on it. So you can just Google FAQ page or FAQ page design. You will get loads of different ideas that you can take and then recreate for your own pages as well. So this is not something that you need to just come up with different design options. This can be design hacked as well. Let's just have a look at this one. This is a pretty nice page. Let me just see if I can open it so that it is a bit bigger. So this is just header of the website. They created a two-part website. So on here they have a contact form, and then once you scroll down you will be seeing the questions over here. So this is something that you can create yourself as well. You would need to do these custom graphics, but this form can be styled pretty easily. So yeah, just take some ideas from these sites. It is pretty simple to do, but let me just jump in and actually do one. So the one I will try to recreate is, it was here, is a pretty simple one. It doesn't require any special knowledge or anything. You can just do it whenever and pretty quickly. So let me just find it. Let's just take any actually. Um, let's just take this one. So I'll just click on it to make it, try to open it. Open image in new tab. Perfect. So I will close these Google ones, and then this is what we will be recreating. So we don't have a search option at this moment within GroovePages. However, we will just focus on creating this one. So we will have a heading over here, and then we'll just have something like this. Okay, so let's just jump into our GrooveFunnels dashboard, into GroovePages, and then let's just recreate this, not this one, but this one. So I was testing it out a bit, so we'll just delete this, and then as you can see this page is just one block, so I will pull in an empty block, this one over here, and then we can just pull in the elements. Before I do that, I will put this green background. So I will come to the block section of it, block, click on the background, and then choose a green that I like. So let's just use this one. At this moment, you cannot see the green in the background because it is we don't have any elements on it. So once we pop in an element into the container over here, you will be able to see the actual green background. So let me just make the screen bigger for you guys so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So we will be heading over here to the Elements tab. Once you click it, this will be here, the collapse element. This is what we are using to create FAQ pages and FAQ blocks and sections on the page. So let's just pull this inside over here. And then as you can see, it is covering everything because we have this one opened. So once I close it, you can see that the background of the block is still green. But as we popped in this element into the middle, now it is only showing it in this width. So let's just make sure that one looks good, and then we will continue with other ones. The next thing I will pull in is just this white heading text. So heading above the collapse. I can just try to pull it in, and then we'll make sure that we bring the collapse element below. Here we go. So I want to have the text in the middle. I want to make it white. Okay, white, and then make the font, I don't know, Poppins. Poppins always looks good. I really like to play with the Poppins font. This is our FAQ page. Okay, perfect. This is how I like it. And I will just make sure that I resize everything above and below the text. So I will just put in some padding like this. And then we can actually resize our collapse elements. So once you click on this one, you can see that the collapse is consisting of two parts. So one is this heading section of the collapse element, and then the other section is the paragraph text that you put inside. So you need to choose the collapse element over here in the menu, and then both of these will be chosen. So as you can see now, the heading and as well the paragraph text below it is chosen. So once you did this one, you can actually play with the spacing and everything. So let's just make it a bit smaller. You can do it this way, or you can use the sizing option and then resize it that way. As you can see now, it is only 50 rem, and then I resize it using the sizing options. So let's just make sure that it is in the middle. So once the collapse element is chosen, let's try with the text. Okay, so this is bringing in our text over here. But if we click on the container, and then we make sure that the layout is vertically centered, this will bring it in the middle of the section of the page. So this is looking pretty close to what we have over here. We just need to play and actually edit these collapse elements. So what we can see here, that this collapse element is white, that it has some dark text on it. So it is like dark gray or black text. And then it has a slight border between these, between the collapse elements. So let's just do that one now. So we have the text is on this side, so this one is fine. I want to just make our text also in the font Poppins, make it a bit bigger like this, and then maybe put it in semi-bold. Yeah, that looks good. Over here, the text is kind of blackish. We'll just leave it on black. So whilst we still have this element chosen, as you can see with the green overlay or a border around it, we will go into the background section, and this green dot is representing that there is some change on it. So once you see this green dot, that means the change was done on it, and then we just want to make it white. Okay, and then we will click into the second part of it on this paragraph part, and then I want to choose the container. So the container is the part that is holding in this paragraph text. Let's just repeat this one. So I will click on the text itself. Now you can see here in the bottom that the text is chosen. So this part is highlighted. But if I want to edit the part, the outside part, I need to click on the container element in the behind the text. So once I chose this one, I can see that there is a background styling already applied. I just want to make it white. So this is looking pretty similar to what we have over here. What we are missing still is padding over here. So we'll just come to the first stylable element, and we want to increase the padding above and below. And then we just pull it apart a bit. So 1.5 rem is fine in this case. So that is it. And then how do we actually change the text? Once you click on it, you cannot change the text in this collapse heading. What you would need to do is choose this part, and up here in the upper right hand corner, you can come to the configure tab. Once you click over here, you can see that the collapse heading is here. So this is the text that is changing once we change it here. So let's just type in first question like this. And what happens when we update? It basically pops over and then it shows the text that we wrote here. What happens if we change the open to close? So you can read this through. User the drop down below to set the default state for the element. Please note that clicking on expand collapse will not work on the canvas. Use the live preview to see the element in action. So once you click on it, it will not be opened. So once you are working on it, it needs to be open, but you can close it and then update and then publish, so it will not be opened once the page is loaded. We will test this out a bit later. I want to just show you what happens when we leave open, and then we will close the other ones. Okay, so we have now a pretty good understanding of how this collapse element is working. In case you have any questions in the meantime in regards to this build, just please let me know, type in your questions here, and then I can answer them for you. I really want you to have a good understanding of this collapse element, because this is a very important thing, because you can also use this to design different things. I am showing you how to design FAQ blocks or FAQ pages with this one, but this can be used for loads of different things. You can put in different pricing options. For example, you have one over here. If somebody clicks on it, it will be really revealing the pricing from, I don't know, for your service from January till March. Somebody clicks on it, and then you can have different pricing options here. Then the next one would be pricing from March till April. I don't know, different things. You can create loads of different things with this one. I'm just going through this FAQ function at this moment. So let's just go over there and then design and edit the styling of our paragraph text. Let me just make this bigger for you now. Let's just have a look. We have a comment here from Ricky. I found the collapse element cut off at the bottom when viewed on mobile. Is this a bug? I'm not quite sure. At this moment, our responsiveness is still being edited. We are working on this function. As you can see here, it is not quite good yet. So once you click on a text that you want to edit, this text bar, this text editing bar is being worked on. So we want to make it that this, when you're editing text using this bar, then it is also responsive. At this moment, once you are editing only with the sidebar, the text styling options and everything, then it is responsive. However, when you use this one, then it is not. And then this could be the reason, Ricky, why the bugs are happening, because we are at this moment working on making responsiveness changes, putting in more features so that the responsiveness will be working also when working with this one. Let's have a look. There is a question from Jeff as well. Can you make this element a style and then add more rows? Um, Let me just see what you are asking. So if we take, for example, the collapse element style, if we can paste it over to another one. I haven't tested this out, but let's just test it out together. So this is just playing with the software at this moment. So let me just pull in a collapse element, and then let's just put in the styling of it. Okay, so I want to choose the collapse. I'm not sure that this will be working, but let's just test it out. Here we go. So it actually applied the the margins and the padding and everything, but we would probably need to copy over the styling of the text because these are separate elements, Jeff. So this was a good question because I didn't test this out. I'm happy that you asked. So the styling of this text is not related to the whole collapse thingy. So once we style the text only, for example, let's just save this one. Let's see if this works. So this is the collapse heading. Okay, save this one. Let's come to this collapse heading and let's see if it applies the changes. It actually does, Jeff. So you can pretty quickly do this for your sites. However, I don't recommend to do this. I will show you how I work with this collapse element. Let me just quickly style this paragraph text. I will not be putting in any of my text. I would just want to make it a bit prettier, like this, and then also size it out properly with the spacing. And also I want to make it a bit padded inside, like this, so that it looks like it is a explanation of this upper part. Here we go. So this is what I like. What I still didn't show you, and I want to show you, there is a trick. At this moment, you cannot add on icons next to this one. Let's say you want to add on an arrow, or this question is about help, and you have different icons for that one. So what you can use is text icons. Let's go for a coolsymbol.com website. Just type in text icons and then you can do these. So any of these icons, let's just try with the funky looking one. Let's just try this crown from chess. So the crown was copied, paste anywhere. Okay, so we come over here. We are now in this collapse heading section. We click on the configure, and then first, okay, and then I want to place it in front of my text. So I just paste it in, and then as you can see, I have text icons. So once I update, this crown is actually visible over here. This is a text icon, so we can make it a bit bigger using this element over here. You see, once I make it big, the whole text and the text icon is growing bigger. So you probably seen some kind of arrows like this one on some of these FAQ pages. So we can just test that one out. We can just paste this, and then you can create pages like this. Maybe just to press space a couple of times so that it is actually not in space, as you can see here. So space is not working. This one is looking a bit better than previously, the normal one, so I will just leave it inside. I have another question here. Can you make an anchor link that would go to a page with this feature and open the collapse at the chosen section? Can you make an anchor link that would go to a page with this feature? I don't think so. So in case you use these custom attributes and you give an element ID and all kinds of basically this is CSS and learning these IDs, you would be able to link into it. I don't know how to work with this, and unfortunately, I will not be able to share the knowledge of that one with you, but I think it is possible. I haven't tested out because my knowledge of CSS is not that good. But once you give an element ID, you can just come over here to a text and then somehow link in. So once something is clicked on the page, that it goes straight to this element. At this moment, as I said, I don't know how to do that. You can explore it a bit using Google, but I don't know how to do that. Okay, so let me just show you what I mean by there is a way that I use. So once I'm happy with this collapse element, I am just going up. So basically choosing the whole collapse thingy, as you can see, collapse, and I'm just duplicating it. So I created one and then I duplicated. The only thing I missed is just to put a slight border on the bottom of it. So let's just do that one quickly. So I want to choose the collapse element, and then in the borders on the bottom part, which is this over here, you see that the white part is highlighting the place where the border will appear. I want to put a slight border, maybe 2 pixels, and I want to make it a bit darker gray, like this. Okay, so once I duplicate it, it will be visible. Let me just close this and then show you. Okay, as you can see here, here is the first one, and then here is the second one. So I will make sure that this one is closed. Okay, and save it, and then I will preview it so that you can see what happens when one is closed and one is opened. So let me just go and preview this. So you saw the page loaded in, but this one was not opened. This one was opened because we left it open. So this one is now closed, but once you click on it, it opens up. So this is basically the collapse element. I just want to make sure that I have a bit of spacing at the bottom of it. So let's just make not margin, but padding like this. So we can see the whole thing. And then let's just go in and then test it out. So you saw now there is our border that we had. It only happens on the bottom. So once we put something over here, it will also appear. So this is the collapse element. It is pretty close to the one that we have here. Unfortunately, we don't have the ability at this moment to put these plus icons or the arrow icons so that it shows up next to our text. But I think this is pretty well made as well. So this is the collapse element. Let me just show you something that you can also do with these collapse elements. So FAQ page design. This is where I found a couple of good ideas what you can implement. So for example, this one from PSD repo. Let me just try to open it in a new tab so that it is a bit bigger. So you can do these collapse thingies, these FAQ pages, something like this. You can create these icons, and then once somebody clicks on it, it scrolls down to the section of the page. As you can see here, you have popular questions. You can link this one to general. If somebody clicks to delivery, it will scroll below this one where there will be a delivery section. You can use this one, order issues, to scroll even more, and then it will be a section on the page, order issues, and things like this. This is a pretty easy thing to do. I will not create the whole thing, but I just want to point out how you can create something like this. So we have already pre-made blocks that are called features. You can choose these features, or in the wireframes, I love to use those. For example, this one. Let me just pull this below it. And then you have feature 1, feature 2, and feature 3. Let's say that this is your icon as it is on this page. This page. So this is your icon. So icon and then a heading. We have icon, heading, and subheading. We'll just leave it as it is, okay? So as you can see, each of the features has its own container. So once we choose on the stylable element, it is choosing all the three at the same time, but each of the features has its own container. So you can make the container, let's say, I don't know, darker, not that dark, like darker like this. Put inside some padding. Let's just make it 2.25, okay? Something like this. And then actually make everything on the page clickable. So the way you do this one is you go over here. So this is an icon. You come over here to configure tab and link to a block. Okay. So let's just make an example out of this. Let me just pull this up. So this is the upper part. Let's say that this is what we are creating now. These are our logos or icons. If somebody clicks on the icon, they are scrolled down to this page where we have actually the answers. So let's just click in the icon. We can link it to a block, and we choose the block number 1. Actually, we want to save it first, then we will see 2 blocks on the page. So now we have 2 blocks. The first block is the icons, and then the second block is the FAQ part. So let's just try to link this one. When this is clicked, it scrolls down here. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to do at the moment. So we click to configure, link a block to block number 2. As you can see, this is the block number 2. This is the block number 1. Perfect. So this is now set up. As you can see, once you hover over it with your cursor, it will actually take the link. So you can do this the same with this link element, and then you can also do it with the subheading. Can I take over a Thrive theme page and just proceed with the building with Groove? Is there a disadvantage if I take over from Thrive instead of building with GroovePages from the beginning? Thrive is on WordPress. It is slow. It is a more stable builder than GroovePages at this moment, but this is being worked on. Thrive is a couple years old company at this moment. GroovePages is, I think, 6.5 months old. So this is going to take over Thrive big way. You can build your sites using Thrive themes on WordPress. However, I suggest you to go inside GroovePages and learn it, test it out, play with it, because this will give you a big advantage over everybody using WordPress later on. I created a video on SEO when using GroovePages. You can search for SEO in the Facebook group or also SEO GroovePages on YouTube, and then you will see that video. I explain why it is much better to use GroovePages rather than WordPress. It is quicker, it is more stable, it is very, very SEO friendly. It has built-in features, so you don't have to actually download plugins to be used like WordPress does. So everything is already built in, and it is made so that it is working awesomely, and Google and other search engines are pushing up in the rankings pages that are built with GroovePages. So have a look at that one. I recommend using GroovePages for your sites, but in case you would like to have something more stable before, I mean, at this moment, our platform is still in the beta mode. So yeah, you can use that one. I don't suggest it, but you can. So then if somebody clicks on this one over here, they will be scrolled down. Let's just test it out. I didn't do the text, but you can do the text yourself. And then let me just see. Yeah, let's just preview it. I'm not quite sure if this will be working, as we don't have a load to scroll, but this is the same idea you can use when you're doing this one. In case you have a lot of these questions lined up below, then this will make more sense. Let me just show you some other things that you can do. So you can go and create things like this. So you can also do frequently asked questions this way. It is possible to do with the collapse element, but you can also do it uh, linking to other pages. So for example, you can do frequently asked questions this way, so that when somebody clicks on a question, they're transferred to another page, or that it automatically opens up. So you can create collapse elements like this, that once somebody clicks on it, everything will be pushed down, and then the answer will be revealed below. Yes, there's loads of options. You can come over here and then browse around. Just take one and go with it. I'm not suggesting you to go out there and then pull your ideas from your head. Just go with something that works already, because it will be easier for you to be able to create something quicker. You will know, okay, so here I need to put this, here I need to put this. Just do a couple of changes, and then you're good to go. Okay, so I have a couple of questions coming in. Do I need a Google Analytics or something similar integrated? You can. I created a separate video on Google Analytics. Just search for Google Analytics Groove page in YouTube or Facebook, and then you will see that video. Can I create an FAQ based on keywords search so that I get SEO? Does it have to be H1 only? You can do the SEO will basically, once Google crawls your page, this text will appear in the code. Google doesn't see the design and then the colors as you see the web page. So you don't. Google doesn't look at the web page like this one. Google looks at the web page like this one. Okay, I cannot reveal it because this is source code, but let's just try to open this one. So Google looks at the page like this. It looks through code, and then wherever you put your text on the page, it will be showing up. So Google looks actually at this code like this. So it is finding out elements on the page, and it's searching for, okay, so this is a heading, this is a text, this is this is that, and then this is how Google is actually getting an understanding of your pages. So in case you put your FAQ like this, or you put it one below the other, for example, let me show you something like this, so that it is not a collapse element. Let me just open it so that it is bigger. So it doesn't make any changes to Google, because Google looks at the code. You can design it to be clickable or not. It doesn't matter for Google. Once you give your site to search engines to be crawled, they actually look through all the content, and then this will be getting basically, it will be searchable from the search engines. And does it have to be H1 only? It doesn't have to be H1 only. You can do this one. For example, I created a page last week, and that was this page over here. I just want to show you. So I created a business site where I use this collapse element, and then as you can see, I created something like this. I didn't use H1 tags. I just used a paragraph text, or just a normal collapse thingy what was there. I didn't make any notion that this is an FAQ. As you can see, there is no heading, so it doesn't have to have a heading. Once you answer, so you put a question, and then you answer it with keywords inside the paragraph text, inside the explanation. This will let Google know that you are actually answering that question, so it will be recognizing it. So this is at the moment everything that I wanted to share. This is almost a 40-minute video. I wanted to just quickly touch up on this FAQ and everything, so how you can create your own FAQ pages. So just what my suggestion is, browse through, see websites that are live online, and then see how they did it. You can recreate it. It is pretty simple using this collapse element. And yeah, you can also pull in other elements inside. Let's say this is our container. As you can see here, this is just a normal container, so you can pull in more things here. You can pull in list elements, you can pull in YouTube videos, you can do a countdown timer inside this collapse element. So you can be very, very creative, and then you can do all kinds of funky stuff. which will be actually closed once somebody clicks over here. So it is not only for FAQ, you can create loads of different stuff using this one. Um, Let me just find and then show you something that I really, really liked. I should have saved that one. Um, you can create this one. Mm, I think I will be creating a separate video for that one. But as you can see, there is a page section where somebody used not the collapse element only, but they used the tab element from here. Let me just show you the tab element. I will create a separate video on that one, but you can create a tab section, probably in a separate empty block like this. I will pull in the tab section, okay, and then you can put in your collapse elements like this. So then you click on this one, you configure. Let's say I want to show 4 tabs. One will be FAQ. Okay, and as you can see, you can create different tabs for your content. One will be for FAQ, as over here. One will be for components, one will be for warranty, and then you can separate your pages like this so that you actually create a really, really helpful guide, very simple, very organized on your page. So this doesn't have to be on a separate page. You can put everything on one page and then separate it with tabs and these collapse elements. So once somebody loads in the page, it is not like a kilometer long website they need to load in. It will be separated in different tabs under different collapse elements. So you can create this one as well. You can play with it. I will probably create a separate video on the tab element, but this is coming later on. So let me just see. I will ask you in case you have any questions in regards to the collapse element whatsoever. I would really love to help you in the moment so that you can actually go out there and then create awesome looking FAQ pages or FAQ parts on your websites and really help your customers find the answers immediately without contacting you and waiting for a reply first. So please ask your questions in regard to FAQ. Otherwise, I will be wrapping this video up and then inviting you also. Today we have a webinar going on. It is Tuesday, as you can see here. On Tuesdays, we have a webinar with Mr. Tom Beal, and then you can come over and join. It will be at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then just join us. I will put a link very shortly in the Facebook group so you will know where it will be. As always, we are streaming in the Facebook group and also on the YouTube channel. So at this moment, I cannot see any questions. So I would like to thank you guys for watching it. I hope you learned something new. I hope you will be able to create your own FAQ parts on your websites. Okay, let me just see. Jeff has a questions. Have you done an instruction on the image background and parallax? Yes, Jeff, I actually mentioned it. I think you were the one that commented in the last Lemonade. Please watch the last Lemonade session we did, and there I mentioned it. So thank you very much, guys, one more time for coming in, joining us, and then watching this video. Please come over to the Facebook group. Just show you where you can find other videos that I created and where you can find answers to your questions. So once you load in the Groove Digital Facebook group, over here there are popular topics in posts. So there is live demos that I do, there's a getting started guide, tutorial videos. Just click through these ones and then you will be able to actually dive into more of into the education of yourself and how to create certain things. We're using this awesome platform. So that's it from me, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and then see you in the group. Thank you. Bye bye.